Alright, 4.8. Solving problems with trigonometry. I always like seeing what they try to title this. Oh, they actually were accurate today. They will title, I don't know if you can read it, but they try to title them, and half the time they're not even close to what's written there at the top. Just makes me laugh. Alright, so we do have two definitions, but that's it. We've got angle of elevation, which is the angle through which the eye moves up from horizontal to look at something above. So
Sneeze. Oh,
Sneeze? Did you really just say sneeze?
man.
So the example of this would be like standing at the bottom of Mount Rushmore. And looking up at the faces. Okay, and then we have angle of depression. Doesn't mean sad, in case you were wondering. But this is the angle through which somebody's car's going off. The eye moves. Down from horizontal to look at something below. So, example of this, standing at the top and looking down at the Grand Canyon. Anybody in here ever been to the Grand Canyon? Wow, more people than I thought. How about Mount Rushmore? I've been to Mount Rushmore. I haven't been to Grand Canyon. I want to go. Just haven't been there yet.
On the edge of the Grand Canyon, and it's like we climbed over the fence and we sat on the edge, and then they gave you a rock to throw over. And what we didn't know was that people tore throughout the bottom of the Grand Canyon.
You hit one.
And so I took the block and we threw it, and we're trying to count the seconds to see when it hits the floor. And we're counting, it hits something, and you're, ow!
That's amazing.
And we cleared out of there so fast.
Oh, that's hilarious.
I really haven't been to many western states.
I've been everywhere except Alaska.
I've been to every state.
I only been to stay away from that place.
I've been to every state except for Maine, Hawaii, and Alaska.
Hawaii's not a fun place, I'll tell you that. The natives hate it.
So basically,
Well, I am. Not
I've
No,
gone.
but they do not care. Like if you say you're blind, you'll have to prove something, and if you can't prove that, then you take it. Regardless of if you're Filipino or not.
Because my dad goes to Hawaii, and he flies there with him.
The highest I've been on the East Coast is New York and Philadelphia, and then the lowest I've been on the East Coast is Florida. Yeah. West Coast. I've only been in any state on the West Coast other than.
That's probably good, the West Coast.
I've been to California, but I was too young to go there.
That's nice.
I was born in California, good place.
I was born in California. I love
Never
it.
get strawberries from California, I swear to you.
It's
A couple
probably-
summers ago, we drove from San Diego, California, all the way up to Washington State.
I lived in
Washington State, I wanna go back. I love it so much.
I was there long enough to say I went there, and we ate ice cream there. That was the extent of that.
If there's one place that I'd probably
Four years of my life. I
enjoy
did not
being,
live.
it would be Washington. And if it wasn't in this country, I'd probably choose Japan. It's a fun place.
All right, so 2 little picture examples here.
Do you want to know how I'm going to remember this?
How?
Angle of depression and you're looking down. And when you're depressed, you're down. That's just how I'm going to remember it.
Yeah. I will say the absolute hardest part of these problems is figuring out which way to draw your triangle. Sometimes it takes a couple times. I'm just gonna be real. Even for me.
But she's using that apple
thing that's like.
Yeah, that's.
Oh, it does that too.
It's just line of, or line of sight.
That's kind of dope.
Nope, doesn't do anything exciting for that one.
What if you did what is it called? Loop?
A what?
A spiral.
Spiral.
If I didn't have a. Nope.
Like do it in a
What
But
circle.
that was
Like an
like really
axle.
nice looking, honestly.
Like goes inward and goes outward.
Yeah, like it doesn't cross.
Like it's like a circle.
Like it's like when you put the coin in the roller and it slowly gets smaller and smaller.
Yeah.
Nothing.
What?
That's cool, that's good.
Oh, I could have said like a snail shell.
Try drawing a platypus.
Okay.
Come on, wait, I was in real view.
The best part is the fact that you can do this and you can be a really awful drawer and it'll still fix it.
What about if you do a semicircle?
What if you do like the start thing that you like kids were taught? Or you go like
Mm.
You go mixed triangle.
No, it doesn't like semicircles.
Fuck the devil probably.
It's like some
All right. Number 2. From a point (100 feet from its base), the angle of elevation of the top
Oh, yeah, you just got hit.
of the arch of, I'm not even gonna try,
I'm gonna do back.
in Rome, Italy, is 34 degrees, 13 minutes, 12 seconds. How tall is this monument?
We convert all those to degrees first.
Yeah, that seems like a good place to start. I'm gonna underline a few key things here and you'll see why in a minute.
Or just wide. Maybe I
All right, so the first thing we are going to do is convert. So how do I convert?
Divide 13 by 60.
13 by 60 and the 12 by what?
3,600.
So what does that give me in decimal form?
42, 1, something. I don't know. Let me just pull out my perfectly working calculator. Starting to roll some doo-doo.
Septimus Severus sounds like a Harry Potter stuff.
Number of notifications is ridiculous. Huh? I know. The problem is it's never plugged in at night, and so it's not going to update unless I just do it manually. Alright, so this one, we're told that it's from a point 100 feet from its base. Okay, and we want the angle of elevation. So what trig function can I use to get this?
Sine. No, cosine, my bad, sorry, I can't. Wait.
I don't know two sides, so yes, tangent. So the tangent of 34.22, make sure your calculator's in degree mode, is equal to x over 100. So x is equal to 100 times the tangent of 34.22. So what is x equal to? Make sure you give me units. Yeah, so this is the value we were finding here. This question mark is that. So 68.01 feet. It's only like
60 of me. It's like 60 meters.
60 of you?
61.
You a foot tall?
No.
How tall are you?
Shut up, shut up.
It's like, what?
That's like 11 of me.
It's like, I'm very confused right now.
It's basically 10.8 of you.
Like munchkin or something? Do a little dance.
Nelson's 1 foot confirmed.
It's funny. Like,
He's
really-
actually the shortest person in this hall. He's just wearing an exoskeleton.
Have you seen those munchkin memes online and Reddit? It's like people suffering at
See, that's just an
If you open up
exos-
my left pectoral,
That's the
the
little
real
guy.
me is like just right.
All right, next one. The top row of the red seats.
Life and then that.
Oh gosh. Stupid.
Behind home plate. At Cincinnati. Riverfront Stadium. Is 90 feet above the level of the playing field. The angle of depression to the base of the left field wall.
Instead of seats, I put eats. Top of the red eats.
Is 14 degrees. How far is the base of the left field wall from a point on level ground. Directly above the top row. And obviously when you're doing your homework problems, I'm not expecting you to copy down every single problem. There may be some that I opt to not copy down. The only advantage to copying them down is that when you go back to study, you don't have to have your book to go look and see what the problem is. You can just use that homework page to study off of. But it's your call. All right, so just for reference, okay, I assume that everybody in here has at least seen a baseball field before.
What's a baseball field?
What's a diamond?
A diamond.
Okay, well, it almost did it. It's close. Okay, we've got home plate up here. Okay, now we're told that it is the row of red seats behind home plate 90 feet above the level of the playing field. And we're looking for stuff at the left field wall.
Is it 22?
Okay, but obviously it's going to be kind of hard to figure out what I need to know here just from this picture, so I'm going to redraw it as a triangle. And I'm dealing with an angle of depression, so it's going to be going down. So I've got an angle of 14 degrees, got a side of 90. And I want to know how far the base of the left field wall is from the point.
What's the tan of 14 equals 90 over x?
So the tangent of 14 is equal to 90 over x. So I can just swap x and tangent of 14. So x is equal to 90 over the tangent of 14. Again, for this whole section, you're in degree mode, okay, unless for some reason a problem comes up and tells you otherwise, but I don't think I've picked any that do that.
Do you know that for the longest time, I couldn't figure out how to do that? If the X was on the bottom, I didn't know what to do.
Nice. I mean, it is something that's kind of like a weird concept. That's why I've tried to like really emphasize that with algebra 2, because we're doing law of sines right now. And so they're like, how can I move this? So I'm having to explain and like things that like, I don't know, I feel like they're common sense, but I have to remember that like I didn't know them then either, so I have to like really like sit and explain them. What'd you say this was, Melcher?
360.
360?
Yeah, I've been actually avoiding doing that one. I always make sure I do a different, function, so I not have to do that.
All right, so 360 feet.
I don't think, baseball's not that long.
We don't
I
fire
already
it.
think it's not by, like, where the position is, I think you should be by, like, second base. I don't think.
All right, number 8. Okay, and this one's gonna have a picture that they specifically give you. So I'll give you the picture as well. The world's tallest smokestack at the International Nickel Company
No, that's right. It's just the minimum distance, 325 feet from the
in Sudbury, Ontario. Cast a shadow That is approximately 1,580 feet long when the sun's angle of elevation
I remember doing this. I do it with a freaking tree.
my dad made me do it with our backyard trees. He wanted to know how tall the trees were to know how much it was going to cost to get them cut down. So I got to measure shadows.
Yeah.
Okay, and this is measured from the horizon. Not that that is really important, but
I just skip where the smokestack came from and just say it.
yeah, I don't. I'm just writing down the problem.
Oh, I'm quitting smoking.
I thought you were gonna say you're quitting smoking, and I was like, that's good.
No.
I thought she was
It's like I don't know why you're telling me that, but okay.
Basically, so my general manager is like a really creepy dude, and he's also kind of inconsiderate. And so the other two managers that I actually liked and got along with quit, so it's just him. And they both
My
quit
managers
because they
are
were done
fine
with him.
at Chick-fil-A. It's my team leaders that are horrible. I got 2 team leaders for breakfast and lunch, and then 1 for dinner, and they have no personality. They've got no emotions whatsoever.
Where are you gonna try to work now?
It's
I
horrible.
have an interview. I have 2 interviews on Wednesday. One at Carrabba's and one at something called Twisted Crab.
Ooh, it's Mr. Krabs good.
Is it?
Twisted Crab that's going in the mall, or a different one.
I don't know. I just was. I got ZipRecruiter, so I've been just applying.
In case you're wondering, I'm just drawing a pretty picture to go with this one.
A pretty picture, how you said?
Yeah.
Brown.
But yeah, my
Just for the
managers
fun of
have
it.
No personality whatsoever. They don't show emotion.
So you show, you know, emotion.
They don't laugh. They don't smile. They don't frown. They don't do anything. Like robots. It's
Well, seeing as
terrible.
how Mendy's, the general manager wouldn't even let Mendy go to her mother-in-law's funeral. So, but I've heard a lot of bad things in regards to him being sus, I guess you could say.
I'm trying to copy the picture out of the textbook if you wanted to know. Just for fun.
So you're drawing.
No other reason other than that.
What is a smokestack?
So
Yeah,
you
you
smoke a fat smoke.
It's like a stack. Shoots smoke.
It's a stack of smoke.
What is it?
That's how you store smoke.
It's just shooting smoke and putting the air.
So like,
There's
it's
no
like, it's like a
purpose
chimney
whatsoever.
for factories.
Oh, okay, then yeah, I know what that is.
Instead of
I just didn't know
smokestack,
it by
it's
name.
stack smoke vapor.
I was like really having trouble explaining that. It's like one of those.
It's like those things on factories that are like equivalent of chimneys on houses.
Yeah, except they're thicker.
You know what time I think this smokestack? I think of a wood burning oven for pizza, and then I would just want to find a place that buys like I mean burns pizza.
Cantinas, there wasn't ashes, bro.
Okay, so there's my nice elaborate picture for the day.
I did do that one time,
No,
except there was a girl looking at a
Smoky,
bridge.
smoky.
Like, and then we went on the water, but we wanted to find like the boat, so we had to measure from the height of the boat. It was stupid.
So we want to know how tall is the smokestack?
Did we do something like this last year before like a fire truck?
Yes.
Yeah, the
And a
fire truck
ladder.
ladder. Oh, yeah.
Oh.
And then all of you guys.
I need to
got-
remember to do that with this class.
You should definitely.
I got.
Like the Algebra 2 class.
You should write it on the board at the end of class and be like, alright, solve the problem, and see how many of them understand.
They'll all look at me and be like, I give up. That's literally what will happen.
Sounds like.
They'll just like throw everything they have in their hands. Be like, I'm
So
done.
is the top one 36
Sounds
and
like-
the lower one is 38?
No, they're both 38.
Oh, they're both
It just, with the colored background, doesn't necessarily look like it.
Because it's like, it's the what's it called, the
Opposite interior angles or whatever
yeah,
it is.
something like that. Geometry.
Yeah.
Geometry.
Yeah.
Like opposite. You get the opposite interior. I don't know. But it's something.
So really, this angle up here is pretty irrelevant. The only reason it's relevant is because of the angle of, what did we say? Well, the angle of elevation is here, which is also this angle anyways. So this value over here, I know it's kind of hard to see. I used green on blue, so it just makes it difficult. But anyways, and you probably also can't see, but I have a little shadow drawn down here.
That shadow, I thought that was dirt.
Well, no, this is dirt, and then there's a shadow drawn here as well. Maybe I should just like color it in green. There we go. That's the shadow.
I thought that entire thing was just dirt.
A shout out for a colorblind person.
So we find.
Okay, so I now know this bottom value. I know this angle. I don't know this one, so what can I use to find it?
Tangent.
If I saw a shadow that was
1580 times
terrified.
the 10 to 38. Can I fix chart jar?
When we're done with this problem, sure. Because this is the last problem we're going to do today. So what is this value? With units. 1, 2, 3, 4 feet. Any questions about any of the ones we've done so far?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so we'll have 3 more to do tomorrow. Yeah, 3 more we're going to do tomorrow. If you want to go ahead and start on one of the problems, you should be able to start on this one. Oh, about to
Oh, gosh.
At this point, you could do number 5. There's 15 minutes. If you want to go ahead and do number 5, and then I'm adding 2 more on tomorrow, you can. If not, then you can just chill and color Jar Jar.
Watch culture. What's your Jar Jar?